Growing up in Northern Ireland with quite a poor family, church for me was about going to get free juice and biscuits, things that we didn't have at home, and not much else really. I did try church as an adult a few times, but it didn't hold any meaning for me. It didn't feel relevant to my life, but I think God had other plans for me in this. I think He had other plans. A few years later, when I moved to London, I met a man. We had 3 lovely children, and things were great at first, but then gradually things began to change and he became more controlling. I lived on the 4th floor of a block of flats. We had no lifts, and it was 64 steps. I remember carrying a buggy 64 steps up those stairs. And I opened the door, and there's this London City missionary, Graham Jones, standing on my doorstep. But this guy, Graham, has the patience of an absolute saint. He used to come round every single month, and I used to like actually thinking up hard questions for him to answer before he got there. And he put up with all of that. Things were really difficult at home, and I was really struggling. I was a bit depressed and I was struggling. And Graham knocked on the door, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't answer the door. I thought, I just can't deal with it today. But then the next month when he came round, I felt really bad because I hadn't let him in. And so I opened the door and invited him in that time. So we came in, I made him a cup of tea, and we had discussions about Christianity and about Christian faith. But I believed that Jesus, as the Son of God, He didn't really suffer. Not in the way real people suffered. We looked at the true humanity of Jesus and the fact that He was really human, and that just blew me away. I went home and I sat on my bed, and I remember saying, God, I don't even know if You're there. I really don't even know at this stage if You're there. But if You are there, please let me know that this stuff is true. And I still remember to this day the feeling that I had, the experience that I had, that it was overwhelming. It was like falling in love for the first time. So for about the next 10 years, I think my relationship with my husband deteriorated, and it finally came to a head in a quite devastating way when he stabbed me, and that was the end of our relationship, effectively. Looking back now, I can see how God has really blessed me in my life. I have 3 grown-up children now, and also a wonderful stepson, and I have 4 grandchildren who I adore. I was married to a wonderful man for 10 years until he passed away in 2011, who did the most amazing job in bringing about healing for myself and my children. And also, you know, the privilege of working with the families at Pentonville and with the guys there as well, with the men there. It's been the joy of my life. And none of this would have been possible at all without Graham Jones walking those 64 steps all the way to the 4th floor and knock on my door.